Okay, good morning, everyone. And thank you to the KU Center for Service Learning for allowing me this opportunity to speak with you all this morning. I am Broderick Crawford with the NBC Community Development Corporation, and I'm happy to be here today. Next slide, please. So a little bit about NBCCDC. I'm not going to go through all of this, but just know that our organization was founded back in 2002, and the purpose then was for the church to have an arm or avenue to engage with community. So not just with the members of our congregation, but how could we engage with the residents and those that lived around our church campus. In 2007, we received our 501c3 designation, and today we're very involved with over 26 different programs and projects. Next slide. And so a little bit about our areas of interest, and I'm happy to say that every person on this panel, NBCCDC has had the pleasure of working with. And so it's very important as you think about community engagement, what does that really look like? How do you really reach out to community, and how can you get outside of your academic walls? And so what we do here at NBCCDC, we address things like health, like chronic disease, hypertension, diabetes, obesity, health research. I'll go through many of the different projects that we're currently involved in. Youth, which is one of the projects we're currently involved with Marquise, who he will share more about that particular project. Education, again, what does it look like for us to truly educate our communities in ways that helps to sustain them and move them out of the plight that they're currently in? Nutrition, how are we providing, again, as an example with Niels and Shannon, how are we able to assist our communities, particularly communities that are in a food desert? Prior to that particular mobile van that Dot Agency put together, there was not a grocery store in the area, not only where I currently live, but also in the office in which I currently sit. And so how are we able to sustain, support families within these communities in a way that is healthy? Oftentimes you will hear folks say eat healthy, but if you only have Family Dollars and corner stores and convenience stores that don't have healthy food for them to purchase, how are we expecting them to eat better and live better? Physical exercise, again, the example with Dot Agency, the Jersey Creek Trail, which we have labored to be able to provide a place for people to walk, to interact. There's barbecue grills, there's a softball field, there's a spray park, a water park, and then the 5 trail stations that Dot Agency put in. 20,000 residents live within a half block of that particular trail. And so it is actually touches a larger percentage of individuals within Wyandotte County than any other trail or park in the Wyandotte County area. And then community engagement. How are we truly empowering and engaging our communities to do the work and to walk alongside of our academic partners? As I stated today, we're involved in over 26 programs and projects. Today, I will only talk about 10 of them, but trust me, there are many more that everyone on this panel can attest to. Next slide, please. All right, so here we are. So here are 10 of the projects that we're currently engaging in. The first one is the RADx Up, which is the Rapid Acceleration of Diagnostics in Underserved Populations. As you think about community engagement and in your projects, how are you bringing community alongside? I'm happy to say that I happen to be one of the MPIs of the RADx project. I'm the only community PI, and I'm happy that one of my fellow PIs, Alan Greiner, is here on this panel with me. But together, Alan and Dr. Ed Ellerbeck and Mario Castro, we form a team where you have both academics and physicians along with a community partner that's at the highest level of this particular project. Also have the pleasure of serving as a bioconsultant for the KU AstraZeneca clinical trial, which is currently ongoing. Myself, along with one of my Latinx partners, Mariana Ramirez, were asked to be community partners. How are we able to engage our communities in ways that would help them better understand the and value of participating in a clinical trial? In both of those communities and in communities of color, oftentimes there's a lot of distrust with health systems and certainly a huge distrust with clinical trials. Well, we have been brought alongside of those investigators there, both with Children's Mercy and with KU and KU Frontiers, to be able to bridge that gap, to have those conversations with folks from individuals that they trust and individuals that they see as leaders. Next is the Frontiers Patient and Community Partners Group. Again, the good Dr. Alan Greiner is leading that effort over there at Frontiers. And how are we engaging community? So we brought together a group of individuals that are able to talk about the different types of treatment modalities and the different type of research projects that are currently ongoing. We have the opportunity to do what we call a rapid reactor panel, where we're in essence interviewing and reviewing the research projects before they're submitted. This allows them to have direct input from communities and direct input from the patients that they plan to try to assist. The Pivot Group, Patient and Investigator Voices, organized together through the Masonic Cancer Alliance. Again, it's a very similar group to the PCPG, only difference is Pivot works directly with cancer patients. And so we have all different types of cancer patients that come together, again, to interact with researchers, to interact with clinicians and oncologists to better understand what their opportunities are and how they can better serve. Oftentimes, we will take folks into labs, into wet labs, into dry labs, and help them get the experience that they would not normally have. How are looking at things in a Petri dish get to the actual point where it becomes a drug that is approved by the FDA. And so with both of those groups, we're able to walk folks through that process. I have the pleasure of serving as the first chair of the KU Cancer Center's Community Advisory Board. We have individuals throughout the state of Kansas that we have brought in to form a board that is going to look at and review all things cancer at not only the KU system, but the entire catchment area. So how are we able to speak to things that may be happening in rural areas, in Southwest Kansas, in Southeast Kansas, in Northeast Kansas, along with our urban areas in Topeka, Wichita, and Kansas City. And so again, we want to make sure that that the voice of the people is engaging with the leadership of the Cancer Center. We also serve as on the Recruitment Innovation Center, which is a national advisory board hosted by Vanderbilt University and Meharry Medical College, looking at clinical trials from a national perspective. And so we have folks on that board from all over the country: Salt Lake, North Carolina, Kansas City, Chicago, Texas, California. And again, these folks are coming together to look at simple things, well, what things that individuals may not often think about. So what does the materials look like? If you're recruiting in the African-American community, do those recruitment materials reflect the community that you're recruiting? If you're recruiting in the Latinx community, do those materials not only look like them, but do they speak the same language? Do they speak a language that those communities can understand? Because if you're not speaking the language that they understand, you will never get them to participate, or it will be more challenging for you to get them to participate. So we want to be able to provide materials that speak to the people and not at the people. Rare X is a more recent project through the University of Alabama, Birmingham, where we're bringing together folks with rare diseases. So oftentimes people don't understand that there's a large number of rare diseases that often many of us may not be aware of. So how are we giving voice to those folks with rare disease? Here locally, a part of the Wyandotte County Health Equity Task Force with, again, my friend and colleague, Alan Greiner. We brought together a team of folks, of both community leaders, of faith leaders, of academic leaders, of clinicians, to be able to address COVID. Early on, we know that Wyandotte County was one of the counties that was most heavily hit, and in the Latinx and African-American community still bear a heavy burden as in comparison to the percentage of the population that exists here in this county. Thrive, as I mentioned, that's Marquise's project, so I won't go into that. He will, I'm sure, speak to that, but we happen to serve on the Systems Advisory Board with the Thrive project. And then we also have been asked to serve on the cabinet of the KU Executive Vice Chancellor for Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion. So with all of these projects and others that we're doing, we have the opportunity to truly bring the community voice to the projects that our research partners are participating in, or that they are chose to do work in our communities. In each of these areas, it's very important for community to clearly understand why these projects are important and how they can be participatory in those projects. So not just on a focus group, not just on a group where you come in and give out gift cards, but how can you include folks at the highest levels, whether it's, as I have the pleasure of serving as a principal investigator, but in every aspect of the design, of the concept, of the research question, how are you including community in those, community in those exams?